Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? Well, tonight. So, let me just let everybody know I'm live. Let me see if I can. Hey, everyone. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Ellie. Hey, Crotchet Queen. Hey, Bree. Let me just share this in the Discord. Let everybody know we're live. And we're going to be having a discussion today. Well, tonight. I had took a little break. Well, hi everyone. My name is Ayan. I created the Red Pill for Women show specifically to talk about women's issues, and created a safe space for women to have like a healthy show where they can speak and talk about things, amongst each other. Um, without no bias, just so they're able to unleash and unpack everything that they feel about the topics that I bring up. I usually talk about some content, and then I open up the phone lines and I decide, and then it's open. It's an open conversation, a little bit like a show. The reason why I kind of took a break is because of this Sasha Johnson thing has been really bothering me, and I actually 3 nights in a row I had nightmares about it. I've been like up kind of all night. Just thinking about it. I was going to do this show later this week, but I couldn't because it was really, 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 really bothering me. Like really, really bothering me. The reason why it's bothering me is because last year when we talk about when last year when I did my video, I think I took it down, or I don't know what I did with that. I don't know. I haven't looked at my other YouTube yet. If you haven't followed it yet, I think it's Aya Ms. Misra. Um, or is Ion Misra, one of those. But I did a video of predictions, and when I spoke about the Black Lives Matter movement, I said that there was going to be this agenda to blame Black women for everything that is going on in the community, which is kind of happening this year. But I didn't know that it would happen across seas. I thought it would start here. So I decided to be my nosy self, and I decided to, look through some things. And I kind of want to have like a real discussion on like kind of what's going on and my thoughts on it and what I feel is going this what this means to the future of Black women who are feminists, Black women who support the Black Lives Matter movement publicly, Black women who continue to have discussions about this publicly with random white people who just don't give a fuck about what's going on in our community, which I don't understand why we still continue to have these debates. White, Black man or Black woman. If y'all don't know who Sasha Johnson is, let me kind of tell you who she is. So Sasha Johnson is a Black Lives Matter activist who is in the UK. So a few days ago or last week, Sasha Johnson was shot by a group of men. So, yes, So I have a whole. I'm sorry, I have a whole bunch of videos that I can't wait to get into and talk about. But reading through, some of the things that I see, Sasha Johnson is critically ill in the hospital after being shot in the head at a property in Peckham on Sunday. So, Met Commander Allison Hydera said that the men had entered the garden of the property and discharged a firearm. Miss Johnson's party said she had previously received death threats, but the police have said that there was nothing to suggest it was a targeted attack. Sasha, 27, was left in life-threatening conditions following the shooting at the property at the Concert Road at 3. I don't know what this BST means. On Monday, Miss Johnson's party, the Talking Initiative Party, said she has undergone an operation that remains in critical care. Another man who thought to be in his 20s also suffered a superficial knife injury during the attack. He went to the hospital but was discharged following treatment. So, as you can see, right, she was shot. Another man was stabbed. He came out. It was a black man. And of course, it was a black man that shot her, too. Surprising, right? And I don't even want to get too nitty gritty. I just want to let y'all know that I'm going to let the training wheels off in this live, just because it's really important that we get to the nitty gritty and that Black women stay protected from these types of situations, because this is just the beginning, right? So it was about 4 or 5 attackers, right? Like I said before, they ended up shooting her, missing everybody else, right? And this is what I'm kind of confused about. I don't know if it's that Black men just don't know how to use guns, or they were specifically targeting her. I'm going to say they were specifically targeting her, because it's very weird that as you're shooting at a gang, and it's always the Black woman or the Black child that gets shot. If the Black man gets shot, he gets shot in the leg. Go back in time a few months ago when that guy was getting shot in his car, and his daughter got all the bullets and he just got shot in the leg. She died, he stayed alive. So, they're investigating it, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it. I'm going to be 100% honest. Black women, put down the Black Lives Matter signs, put down the Black Lives Matter gear, put down the weaponry, put down anything, and disassociate yourself from the Black Lives Matter movement, period, right? You can support it, but it's important for your safety that you move in silence. This whole feminist thing, anything else, it's going to need to be rebranded, and going to need to be inputted through a more feminine way. And this just goes to show you, because this has happened historically to a lot of women, going back into like even the Black Panther movement. This just goes to what happens when you go marching and go protecting niggas who don't give a fuck about you. I mean, you can end at that. But we're not going to end at that, because I think some people need the guidelines, and they need the script, and they need to know exactly what's going on, right? So, doing some more research, I kind of realized that they arrested 4 people. They arrested 5 people who got shot, who shot at her. 4 people were released on bail, right? That means that somebody had to scoop up money, right, to go to bail for her, the same way that she was fighting for those Black men. And this is what kills me, though, because it's all the whole movement. I hear a lot of women specifically talking about the abolishment of the police. It wasn't the niggas that she was fighting for who found these men who shot her. It was the police. I mean, I'm pretty sure if it was a gang rival or somebody, that would have been an easy figure out, right? I mean, the gang members at that party who they were shooting at or looking to shoot, even though we know specifically, allegedly, it was for Sasha, right? They would have been able to point them out real quick, especially if they felt that this woman was so important on what she was doing for the movement. Sorry, what she was doing for the movement. It should have been it should have been that simple. They could have pointed out, or they could have dealt with it themselves. I mean, white men historically have always, and other groups of men, dealt with other men um, when they've done something to their women, like shoot them. I mean, the cops would have probably found them, but I'm pretty sure there was in other groups there was men already out there looking for them. And still to this day, a lot of um, random black men, innocent black men, pay the harms, pay the debt to what other black men have done to other groups of women. I mean, you can see it via cops, via brutality. If you look back in a lot of these cases, you can see that the cops who are brutal towards to black people, if you look at, they have a hatred towards black people based off of what a black person did to them, specifically a black man who is married or fucked their daughter, a black man who has robbed them or robbed one of their family members back then, and they decide to take it out on police brutality, in the hints of their sort of what's going to happen. Well, can we kind of understand why these people are scared? I mean, I would be petrified too if we, at a man who would kill, his own woman, the rate that they're killing black women, especially the women who are fighting to protect them. Now, I kind of want to get into this interview that I saw Sasha do, because when I tell y'all that these men that you're out fighting for are out here trying to abolish the police, they're fighting you so that that doesn't happen. That, what does that say? You, the most unprotected woman in America, the most unprotected person in America, you're fighting for your man while your man's fighting you to protect the white man. Y'all want to see what that looks like? Let me show you. So here's a video that is now surfacing that I had to, no, it's not surfacing. I had to look for this full interview. And I was doing some research because I was having a lot of nightmares about this situation because I knew it was deeper than we thought. Mind you, they have not shown the black men specific. They got let's get back into that. These men got let out on bail. If it was a white woman shot in any movement, they would have been not even let out on anything, right? Not let out on anything. There's no bail for you, sir. But that means that somebody put together some money and was able to unbail them out. It's even real Malcolm X, right? Real Malcolm X. But then the man who shot Sasha, who was 18 years old, allegedly, right? Let's keep it allegedly, even though we know it's a Negro that unshot her, right? They decide to only put out a picture, a cartoon picture, like if on a court date, like if he's sketched, they put out his name and stuff. But the one that's still in jail, they sketched him out. Since when? Since when has white media been so concerned about protecting the image of a black man who shot somebody? That's weird. Tell me, put a one in the chat if that's weird. You can't find no pictures, no mugshots of these men. Not one. Not one shot, mugshot. But what you can find is a picture, a cartoon picture. I guess that's somebody's sketch of them in court. Why is that? Can't find that one. We're not talking about it from. So let me get into this interview. So in 2021, Tommy Robinson and Black Lives Matter leader Sasha Johnson debate in 2021. So it gets a little tasty. And this is why I tell y'all it's deeper than what y'all think, because the media is trying to paint the picture like if Sasha is no bigwig in this game, right? That she your regular everyday protester. They don't even like to say they're basically trying to discredit on purpose. People don't understand. And mind you, I've heard from women in the UK that there are men out there laughing at Sasha, black boys specifically, but I can't confirm that. But I'm just telling you what my sisters told me. I know they don't lie across the pond, but and I got it from multiple sources. Sorry. But they're trying to paint her out as this not of a big of a leader as she is, when we know damn well she's a big leader, right? We know she's a big leader. I just really want to let y'all know. I want to say this one more time. I find it very ironic that when it's down to a black woman being shot, who's a Black Lives Matter leader, now we want to hide the images of the black men who were shot. It was a gang shooting, right? If it was a gang shooting, like they said, if there was nothing political behind that, I don't understand what's the purpose of not releasing the images of the person who shot her. And I'm still questioning how the hell did we get a knife wound? First of all, since when? I find it weird that they out here shooting in the UK. That's since when the UK got guns? Let's talk about that. Since when the people in the UK start having guns? I thought that there was that they don't have guns over there. Now they have guns to be shooting at Black Lives Matter protesters. I thought their gun rates and shootings were down. It's getting really weird. It's getting weird. It's getting very weird. But they got guns to shoot down a random gang party, right? Usually, when you hear about crime in the UK, it's a knife battle, right? Just like there was able, it's okay. How were they able to? And like I said before, it's not making sense. One of the guys was able to get knife stabbed. He didn't get hit by bullets. He got stabbed by a knife. That means that he was with Sasha, and somebody decided to shoot her in the head, missed everybody else, and then stabbed that person with a knife. I mean, I would think that they had a gun and they were able to get close enough to stab him, they would have shot him, right? And the gangs that I know, they don't stab people to live. So if he was close enough to stab him, he would how what did he stab him in a damn arm or something? How was he able to leave the hospital the next day? But Sasha was shot in the head. But like I said before, this wasn't sitting right in my spirit, so I had to get up on because I knew I wouldn't be able to do sleep at night if I didn't get to do this live. So I'm going to do it, and we're going to talk about it. But back to what I was saying, they're trying to paint this picture as if Sasha is not this big Black Lives Matter leader and that this wasn't political when we know damn well it was. One, let me show you this interview, right? And this is why I'm gonna tell you, standing up for these Negroes, stop standing for them online. There's no reason anymore for Black women to go to battle with them. You don't even need to comment under what things they say. Because that puts you in danger. In danger. Commenting under their pictures, commenting under their posts that they make about you, commenting under their TikToks, all that shit gotta stop. Because them niggas will be dealt with. You just gotta stop standing in front of their bullets that they get. Because they'll learn. But the only reason why they're not learning quick enough is because there's a black woman always there to stand in front of them. Let them be the warriors. If you want to do some justice, do it in a more, don't kill me, but I have to keep it right, in a more feminine way. The movement still needs to continue for Black women, the protection of Black women, separated from Black Lives Matter. It should be called Protect Black Women, like it's been before. Like I see that out. Black women are very good at getting white allies and just focus on the crimes and the injustice that happen towards Black women. Let Black men focus on Black men. That's none of your fucking business. You don't want your help. They shooting you, girl. They shooting you. And that's the first thing I'm gonna get into because I have something else to go and I'm gonna predict to y'all what's gonna happen either this year or next year. Because in our community, how things go down is just so easy. So it's so predictable. Put down the spears, put down the shields, fight in a different way. Stop talking about abolishing the police because the police is probably the only reason why Sasha got justice. Them niggas that she was marching for didn't come to her handy. They left her and probably ran away when she got shot. Move out of the way. There's enough Black women. There's enough Black women in Congress. There's enough Black women to change the laws. The only thing that's holding y'all back from getting things done for yourself specifically in your group and to become a protected group is the majority of Black women are still fighting for Black men. That's why the majority of these situations, the majority of the people who benefit from these protests and these legislations that are being drawn up is Black men. I mean, hell, y'all got Kim Kardashian on your side. Get her ass. Make her use her platform. In a more feminine way. Stop debating with these white men. Stop debating with these men in general. These men are dangerous. And I know it's annoying because women want to sometimes be, what do you call it? Want to be, what do you call it? Want to be, recognized for all that they do. But the recognition shouldn't be with the popularity. It should be because the popularity puts you in danger. The recognition should come from the cause and effect, the good effect that happens. That's the recognition. When when the rates of Black women's deaths go down, that should be the award. Black women don't need no validation from no man or no TV show. And do what you got. Move in silence. Write your letters. Write your emails. There's no reason for you to be out here. Oh yes, if you want to protest, that's great. Make sure you protesting for the right person and make sure it's peaceful. There's no reason for you to be doing backflips and somersaults with spears and shields because look Sasha Johnson is just the beginning. What is that other woman who passed away, right? At the hands of the cops. And they try to say that she killed herself in a police cell. And I'm usually good at remembering names, but I'm so frustrated that I can't remember her name. Hi, Taylor. Sandra Bland. Exactly. Sandra Bland, up in a damn car, screaming at these cops, telling them that they killing our Black brothers. Sis, go home. Write an email. Get a lawyer. Ladies, put your money together. Organize in silence. There's no need for y'all to be protesting for these Negroes at all. It's too much. There are bodies dropping left and right, and it ain't Black men that's dropping. It's Black women. Now I'm going to show you this video, and I'm going to show you some other things, and then I'm going to give you my predictions, and then I'm going to open up the phone line. Because this video was disturbing, and I'm pretty sure y'all can hear the anger in my voice. But when I watched this video, I couldn't. This man had the nerve to laugh in her face, and this is why I tell y'all, stop. I know I'm going to keep saying it, but stop arguing. Stop arguing and protest. Stop arguing and debating with these men. They send y'all on purpose. Y'all be the first one on Fox 5 News talking to people who don't give a fuck about what's going on with you. They're there to change your own narrative. It's the same way that happens to me on Clubhouse. Why I don't go on people's stages anymore. Because they want to paint a narrative about what's going on. Their job is to change it. Why are we so obsessed with discourse? It's okay to have an echo chamber. You're here to tell your message. To spread your message. Everything doesn't have to debate. The word debate and women do not go along together. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna be mad at me, but I gotta tell the truth. It does not go along together. That's why they send you in first. If you see the videos that I show you, it's disturbing. Like the one that I showed you, it's the same thing that happened with Tamika Mallory, right? She's up front talking. The black men, the big ones, are in the back of her. She's the target. I bet you nobody in that country know those men's name that are behind her, but they sure know her name. Why is that? This woman has children. Let's get into this. This video was very disturbing. I want you to see this. And if you thought I was lying, watch now. While you out here fighting, screaming, calling yourself a feminist, them men are out here separating themselves from you. Let me show you this. And don't let the media lie to you and try to tell you that she was just your everyday regular smuggler person. No, she's a leader out here in these streets. Watch this.
In the middle, I usually stay out of race politics online. I've been watching you a lot through his live streams usually about Black Lives Matter. So I spoke to you, then Ken on the phone. What I'm doing, I've involved myself in the middle.
I want you to hear what he just said. So a white man watches what she's doing through a black man's live stream. So this black man basically put him on to debate with this woman. What? And it had the nerve to bring him with him. Look at this.
Out of race politics, and I've involved myself in the biggest race political argument I think this country's seen for generations at the minute with what's happening with Black Lives Matter. So I wanted to meet you. I'm meeting multiple people this week, talking to people to find out what we agree on rather than what we disagree on, and to find out. I'm generally worried for this summer. I'm generally worried about the divide that I see growing, contrary to what people may think of me. That's not what I want. So I just want to meet up, and I'm doing this multiple times with multiple people to then speak to people who I think are some influencers or activists. To then say, can we come together, can we work on a plan? And try and understand, so that you might understand what we disagree with or what I disagree with. And I think I speak for a proportion of people who are feeling a certain way about Black Lives Matter. And I might understand where you're coming from more, what's brought you out in the street for Black Lives Matter. That's basically the purpose.
And I want you to see, it was a great conversation. And look who stirred the pot.
You've made the call out to me, I've made the call out to you, so let's meet up, let's chat, let's see where we go.
And what I'm here is to hear what is it that really drives you to feel that we are the people that can help with a narrative, to change the narrative that's being put out there from one particularly bad video,
Angry rant.
Angry rant, that wasn't then stepped up and really having an authentic apology to the wider group, because it kind of made us stepped up.
I watched the progression over days. What I was talking about, which was BLM. That's what I was talking about. BLM, which is why I wanted to meet people who are activists in BLM, people who are involved in BLM, to say.
In that statement that you made, do you realise why it was so dangerous? It was almost like you were saying they're trying to do this, there. It's a lot of they are, and we were still wondering who is the they.
Yeah, BLM. Which I'll get on to. BLM, what's happening in London has been happening. I've watched in the United States race baiting politics for 10 years. In fact, it raises ahead every time there's an election. So it blew up 4 years ago. Yeah, it was an election. Trump's election coming up in 2020, it's blowing up again. Yeah? And everything's divided by race, and I don't really care, it's in the United States. And then within weeks, I saw it here, and then I saw it blowing up here. And I saw a lot of the, if you follow Black Lives Matter organisation, I don't know if you're aware, when it formed, go on their website. It says it formed because a white police officer shot dead, a white man shot dead, Trayvon Martin. Have you seen the picture of the man that shot him?
No.
He wasn't white. Yeah? It's a lie. Get the picture.
You're about George Zimmerman?
He's not white, he's Hispanic. Yeah? But so why are they saying he's white? One. So I saw that lie. So the organisation was built on a lie. Yeah? Hands up, don't shoot.
The organisation.
It's not.
People. We don't.
So,
If he's going to say that.
what's going on?
Hold on, let me show y'all.
To be racist, and in certain terms, I think when you look at racism.
Hold on, wait. I want to show y'all. Look at this man laughing. He's laughing.
When we're talking about racism, we're talking about it from the structure, the systemic structure of it. We're not talking about it as in, a black boy went out and called you a white cunt. We're not talking about it from that side. We're talking, when we're coming out now, we're saying for years and years.
Look at him laughing. He goes, and that's the thing. They are the perfect. So if the white man wanted to, what is he doing now? Let's say the white man wanted to take out the blacks. It would have been easy for him, because all he needs to do is get him a coon man, because the black man will know how to trigger the black woman. He's out here laughing because she's having a great discussion with this man. It actually was going pretty nice. Like, they were having a healthy dialogue. It wasn't a debate until this man started laughing. You see him laugh? You see the white man laughing? He was really engaged in trying to get to know what's going on. Look at this Negro laughing. And shout out to the bougie babes. If y'all can just like this video, we are at let me see how many likes that we're at. We're at 77 likes. If we could just get it to 145 likes, since there's 145 people watching. But look at him laughing. Oh, he was trying to trigger her. And I want us to be very clear. I really think that those bullets were meant for her. Because like I said before in the middle of this live stream, that they were able to get close enough to stab somebody else that was next to her, and he got let out of the hospital the next day, but she got shot in the head, which doesn't make sense.
Laughing.
Carry on.
Fun.
It's okay.
Just fuck him up.
What's going on?
If he's going to say that, I'll fuck him up. I'm sorry. But why is he laughing? Why is he laughing? What is the joke? Do you want to tell us a joke? My point of view is a joke.
Worldview.
My worldview is a joke. What worldview have I just shown?
Systemic, institutional racism.
So that doesn't
Black people can't be racist.
So
all neo-Marxist dogma.
I don't know.
There was no reason for the white man to even be there. So you're telling me it's like he's doing the work for the black man. It's like that the black man brought the white man to use him to think he got more smoke for her as a black woman than the man there. He's more upset at her views than the white man is. Isn't that crazy?
I'm not a black fool. I don't think I'm a Marxist thing, you fucking fool.
Sasha, we've come here. Can we just have a talk?
I don't know about no Marxist thing. It's black men like you that are the problem, that lead other people to believe that these problems don't exist in our community. We're not coming out to rip down anyone's iconography. It became a thing about iconography because that was the only way our voices were being heard.
And I just find it very weird. Like I said before, this is why I said what I said, even though it's allegedly. I feel that those black men were sent there to shoot her, because I find it very weird that right after she did this interview, she started to get those threats. She's been doing this activism for a very long time. Right after she did this interview, that's when she started to get those threats. Interesting. And then it just so happens that a black man shot her. 4 black men shot at her. One shot her in the head. It ain't making sense.
Never to destroy anyone's history. We have grandparents who came here in the Windrush generation who was a part of those wars and fighting those wars. So we don't want to tear down any war memorials. The message
but the Marxists and anti-fascist organisations do.
Yeah, but we're not.
Look at his body energy. He can't even. This other man who was laughing at her, he can't even stay still. That's how angry, how much he hates black women. He can't even stand still. He want to jump over the table and handle it right now.
Yeah, but you're
bringing people into the equation now. I'm here to talk about black lives.
Yeah, but I'm here to, because Black Lives Matter. This is what
any white organisation that's come to me, like Antifa, any of them, I let them know that you're not leading my messages. It's not your.
Are you aware of who's leading Black Lives Matter? Are you aware in the United States of late?
Look how angry he is. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this. Look how angry this man is. Why are you so mad?
No, not just us.
Black people, we don't have the access to these people.
The founder of Black Lives Matter.
I don't care about that. I care about.
She said kill white people.
I care about finding. I don't believe in that. My foster mum was a white woman. I grew up. A white woman put me in her home, clothed me, fed me. I cannot sit here and say to you, or stand here and say to you, I believe in killing white people.
I don't think you do. The point I'm trying to make is, do you understand why, if someone who's not in the Black Lives Matter or who's not black is going to sit and research Black Lives Matter, they're then just so we can go through. They're then, if they sit and research it, I asked you outside, Kenya. This is on their website.
How many black people have access to that?
No, I know they're probably not reading. No, but my point is that this is why there's a massive divide, because you're there for one reason, and you're there because you believe in this. But anyone else who's researching
and the
Black Lives Matter, which is reasonable,
and he's trying to if you listen to what he's saying, he's specifically trying to separate her from the bad side of Black Lives Matter. So while the white man is trying to disassociate her from that movement and talk about her movement is a little bit different, the black man had to come in and say something like, "Oh, your views on everything and your views on white people and black people are racist." Who asked you that? There's no code when it comes down to the man and woman in our community. Sometimes it's okay to be quiet, and that's what I'm telling y'all. Put down the spears. Don't even put up a post. People were asking me to go into a room where it was about this man who got shot or got ran over by the cops, something like that, and how his mother was on stage. And I was going to go in and go on stage, and I don't give a damn. I care more about the women who are dying at an alarm, a huge rate, and a huge percentage than any other woman. Let's talk about that. Then we can get to that. That's every now and then. I don't want to talk about the grain in the sand. I want to talk about the overall problem. Because when we talk about the protection of black women, all that other stuff will naturally follow.
I shouted ranting. You might understand what I'm ranting about. Because I guarantee everyone, I'll ask you these questions, yeah? We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structural requirement, right? The family structural requirement, mum, dad, kids. Right? This is on their website. They want to disrupt it because they want the state to bring up your kids. They want everybody to be parents to your children. Yeah? We talk about. Do you want to get rid of the police? Do you want to get rid of the police?
No, why should we get rid of the police? That will create complete lawlessness, and that wouldn't be safe.
And I agree. On their website,
we want the police to be reformed.
Yep.
We want help accountable and for transparency.
Yep.
And we wanted to take out the racial profiling element that is so destructive to what's happening. And
many people would support that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, Black Lives Matter as an organisation. Yeah. They want to get rid of the police. That's their main focus. What will it be like for black people in a few minutes?
That's infiltration. That's not Black Lives Matter as an organisation.
But this is what's being pumped by, say for example, Black Lives Matter held a. This is why when I'm ranting about Black Lives Matter, you probably
we're saying when we
Black Pound Day. Do you support Black Pound Day?
Do I support Black Pound Day?
Can you explain it? Yeah.
Black Pound Day is supporting black businesses. People that find it hard.
Business owners.
We aspire to that sort of
to create capital.
The history, for example, like
because I want to engage driving past, riding past, walking past, it actually looked like they were protecting that statue when really we were having a conversation about what are you doing. And
even so if we say like with regards to the police, like currently now in the UK, because this is blown up over George Floyd in the United States.
No. There's people, it's happened, no, it hasn't. I won't even pretend for a minute that's blown up out. When Mark Duggan was dead, despite people can say when you die, oh, he was a racist.
Joe Leon Briggs is.
But you're still a person.
Joe Leon Briggs is.
No.
He was murdered in Luton custody, black man, 3 years ago.
But you're still a person. So despite some people saying, oh, he was a racist, why are you not feeling for us? That there will be people that's connected to you. Because people see that, even though some people might hold a view that you're racist, some families you did help. Some people say, actually, you didn't help, you caused racial tension and a divide. Some people say, no, he highlighted the issue. And it's different things. With Mark Duggan, he was criminalised even when he was dead.
But do you think, with Mark, say if we look again, because all I've done, all right, as soon as it starts blowing up, I just start looking at the numbers, yeah? I look over the last 10 years, 160 deaths in police custody, yeah? 13 black.
I don't believe in statistics because even when my friend died in custody, he was 20 odd and his parents was told, was it sudden death? So they're finding ways to mark.
The same way, like you don't believe
in custody.
We had a lad who was put in jail called Bunny for he left a bacon sandwich outside the mosque. Yeah? That's what he done. He got 2 years. He left a bacon sandwich outside the mosque. Got 2 years. He was dead in custody. Yeah. So like I say, you're angry, yeah, or you. This happens on both. What I mean is, if you've got 160 deaths and 13 of them are black, and black proportion, well, this is what I've done. Because I just go and think, it's because everyone is just looking.
Information though. It's not they colonise them. Black people have PTSD. There's a lot of things that's going on.
I want you to watch this. Watch this. He is so triggered. So triggered. And that's why I'm telling you, there's no point in fighting for that fight. Just fight for specifically black women. You have enough allies, black women. You did your thing out there. Take that support and focus it back on yourself because you need the protection. You need to separate yourself and become your own protected group. You got your allies. Take them with you. But look at this.
Be aware of, as well as the fact you're saying to me.
Which black people? What proportion of black people are you speaking for?
What proportion of black people am I speaking for?
Yeah.
When you say PTSD,
you said black people have PTSD. How many? Like as a percentage?
I'm not looking at no percentage. That's what you lot have come with all of this academic shit. I'm not.
It's not academic shit. The problem is when.
I beg you to take this photo out of my face.
We're all here talking.
No, I don't want to talk with him. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to talk with him. I don't want. Of course, I'm not. Of course, I am academic. I've got a degree. I'm a child's counselor.
What I mean is, when we have these issues,
I'm not academic.
When you have these,
calling her not academic, what? Yo, I can't. Burn the cape. Burn it. It should have been burnt a long time ago. But if this is not proof, if you had second guesses that you need to burn the cape, or there will be a lot more Sashas, do so now. And like I told you, this is just the beginning. This is only in the UK. Wait till this shit start happening in America. And I can give you next month, month after, it's going to start to go down.
Issues, when you have these issues, we have to look at statistics to understand. It's the first thing I research everything. Yeah. So, and to be honest, Black Lives Matter has been going for nearly 10 years. Yeah? Most people in the UK think it's been going for 4 weeks. Yeah? But I've been following America because I follow American politics. I've been following. It's like, say for example, let's say Black Lives Matter is the English Defence League. Yeah. Black Lives Matter killed between 2014 and 2016 executed 11 police officers in the United States. Yeah? Execute 11 police officers. The statements from the leadership.
And that's why you need to remove, because this is, even though that I don't believe that's to be true, but this is how the most powerful group in the world views Black Lives Matter. As a person who is trying to take away something that they built, so they are going to fight back, and they are going to fight back at the face. And unfortunately, the face right now of Black Lives Matter is Black women. So withdraw all your support. Burn the shirts, burn the scarves, burn it all. Don't even have discussions with people about what that is. Because that fight is not for you. That is for the men. That's the reason why they're the only people to benefit from it. I mean, they just celebrated George Floyd like if he was Jesus. While his fiance, his white fiance at that, said that he gave his life for this cause. She didn't protest. She was at home sipping on her wine coolers. Sipping on her wine coolers and eating her unseasoned chicken. Yes, she was. And planning on what she gonna do with all that money she got off that man's death. Because I bet you she gonna take it right back into her community and have a ball. She gonna be at the casino. She gonna be everywhere. She gonna buy a year's supply of wine coolers and have her unseasoned chicken.
For calling violence, racism. Yeah? Again, you have to. I'm trying to get people to understand. We're not going on a rant. I'm reading all this.
So when I've been a victim of a crime and then that crime has been recorded as something else, meaning if it was someone else, it would have been recorded for what it was. If last time a man ran over somebody on a Westminster Bridge, it was due to terrorist attack. When I got run over last Sunday on a Westminster Bridge, it was from a traffic offence. Those are the difference in our community. Some man in a van.
What was his motive for it?
He called me a nigger and then went, boom, he stopped and then he continued. He plowed for a crowd of protesters.
You lost your head a bit.
Delivery.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Positive.
Look at this slavery behavior. Look at if butt breaking. It's so funny because they always talk about buck breaking when it comes down to gay people. But look how this straight Black man just got butt broke publicly. Look at this.
We can't sidetrack. That was a bad judgment call by you.
The way I delivered it. Totally.
I understand.
Totally.
I understand.
You think it's going I figure.
I don't think anything was wrong with your video at all.
My anger.
You lost your head a bit.
Delivery.
In what you said, nothing wrong was said.
Now, what? Why would you want to protest for somebody like that? What? That's why when they tell me that this is only American issues and that this don't happen globally, you're lying to me because it's weird. These are the same actions that are happening over here in America. The men act the same. Don't play with me. I see it. Don't say only American men do this. It's right here. Don't tell me to go see a UK Black man. What? A UK Black man shot a Black Lives Matter woman's activist. What do we not get? And there's no guns there. Allegedly, the cops don't even got guns, but a Black man found the nerve to get his hand on a gun. They can find things when it's supposed to. When they need the resources for themselves or to do what they want to do for themselves, the resources will be got.
you got to have better advisors. You get what I'm saying? If a man makes a decision and he's willing to hold his hands up, and then you've got another brother here that's...
He's not my advisor. He's not my advisor.
I mean, what kind of opinion are you perpetuating? Why? Why would you agitate?
Well, because no, it's not. Because we're not. This Marxist mindset.
It would be nice to have that, but we're not going to... I was able to speak to...
And you take the public's teammates, yeah, and 20 are black. No, what I mean is, I hope... My mate told me not to ring him, yeah?
ELM equals ALM.
Yeah. So what I mean is, say that I'm the English Defence League, and I'll give you what we said from day one, yeah? We had a mission statement. When you read our mission statement...
Yes. All of this is left affiliated and neo.
I've got...
Stand up to racism, hard left, neo-Marxist, Labour affiliated. Exactly. Gary McFarlane.
Yeah. How is he able to remember his own? What? You gotta be kidding me. I didn't even see this part of the video. He is able to remember this white man, what he said word for word. The white man don't even remember it. You have to be shitting me right now.
Non-violent. Yeah? It was the opposite to divisive tactics like this. Now, and I don't know, I want to use the next week to get people to question who this shit is. This
Gary McFarlane.
I've got down here. I've got a little video because I think it's very damaging to black community. When I've got
stand up to racism, hard left, neo-Marxist, Labour affiliated. Exactly. Gary McFarlane. Yes. All of this is left affiliated and neo-Marxist / communist.
Yeah, but they don't realise that.
They don't know what Marxism is.
You know why we don't understand that?
No, I don't care.
What I understand over 1976.
Withdraw the support now. Send this video to everyone. I'm sorry, ladies. I know, because I get a lot of pushback when I say that women, black women specifically, because I don't give a damn what a white man is doing right now. She has her own group to protect her. When I tell you, when you out here shouting you're a feminist, that is very dangerous to you and your career and what you do. It's okay to be a silent feminist. It's okay. It's fine. You do not have to be out here shouting. There's a reason why the majority of white women are moving in silence. Or the ones who are extra loud, that's because they have the protection to be loud. They have husbands. They have armies behind them. Black women, I'm sorry, you don't. You can't say abolish the police at a group of people who still to this day can do things to you specifically that nobody will blink an eye if you go missing. Continue to move in a feminine way. Shit, use your feminine energy to maneuver and get these white men to do things for you. If white men more so had the power right now, it would be a power grab for black women to marry the men who have power. And I don't mean just your everyday white man. I mean your man who's in power, a political power right now. Let's talk about it. You want to get into strategy, right? A Republican politician wants to look least racist, right? Find you one who's not racist. Of course you want to make him love you. And then start talking about issues just for black women. With your femininity. Asian men have capital. You want to protect black women? Don't use your capital for the man. Use your femininity, coerce them. You don't even have to marry them or date them. You can just have them finance it. There's different ways that you can do so. I know because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in other cases. But separate yourself, use your femininity, look fragile, go towards the man for protection, and I'll bet you receive it.
Police have been leaning on my neck. I'm just telling you, you can't have the experience. But I can tell you, I can tell you what happened is, they're not only leaning on my neck, they've named up my son neck, and they've named on my grandson neck. And I'm saying to you simply this.
You heard that? He there for the sons.
If you think at the end of the day it's right for us to sit there and be...
I don't think it's right. In fact, I wouldn't have said a word. I watched all the stuff going on in London and didn't really give a shit. Yeah, I'm not supportive of the police. The police have caused me mayhem, bruv. I've been falsely accused of so much stuff, and I've had persecution. What my whole family has. I don't like the police. I don't like the establishment.
We're standing here about the injustices around the police.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
we don't want to get rid of the police. Yeah. But as I said, we want to reform the police and make them more accountable in how they do it.
Which I'm saying is, everyone who supports me would support any of that message. Yeah, the problem that's coming with Black Lives Matter across the UK is this background to it. The other political ruling the world. It's a conspiracy theory. Yeah, sure.
When you start, man, let this Uncle Tom talk, so then we can do where the narrative goes from there.
So, what's it
So that's that. That's that. Let me put my Wakanda warrior, because this needs to stop. Okay, that needs to stop. Let me put the Wakanda warrior banner back up. Let me read to you this. So, former Black Lives Matter sounds off on group's ugly truth. So, a Black Lives Matter leader of a chapter is now deciding to snitch on. This is in America now. Let's get it back. Is now going to Fox News to snitch on Black Lives Matter. What race and sex do you think this man is? Put in the chat. What race and sex you think this man is? Sorry, I said this man. I gave you a hint. I told you. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So the founder of Black Lives Matter in St. Paul, Minnesota, recently released a video in which called out the group's ugly truth by which he meant their positions on family and education. I'm sorry, Black Lives Matter has said the same thing from the beginning. So, Negro, if you didn't know that before, then you was fooled. Don't blame. I already said what I had to say about Black Lives Matter. If you're willing, if anybody on this stream wants me to denounce it, we'll never do it, because at the end of the day, until Black women remove their face from it, I'm going to make sure that I don't speak ill on the leaders. Never will. Not happening. I'm sorry. That's just a code I stand by. Don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Dislike the video. In 2015, I was a founder of Black Lives Matter in St. Paul, said Rashad Turner, who now leads pro-school choice group Minnesota Parent Union, which was probably given to him by a white man after he probably was kicked out of Black Lives Matter. I believe the organization stood for exactly what the name implies: Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter. However, after a year on the inside, I've learned that they had little concern for building Black families. He added, when the fuck did they tell you that they were going to build Black families? I never heard them say it. I've never heard them say that. So, like, they're trying to make up this painters, and I'm going to tell you why at the end of it, and it's going to shock you, but you're going to know. I'm going to tell you after I finish reading this off, I'm going to tell you why they're trying to paint this picture. Of course, his name was Rashad. It had to be a Rashad. Yes, it was a Rashad. Now, listen to these Negro chronicles. Listen to this.
When I was 2 years old, my father was shot and killed. My mother wasn't able to take care of me, so I was raised by my grandparents. They told me that if I was going to change my life for the better, education was the answer.
I wonder who shot his parents. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a Black woman or a cop. That. I wonder who did that. I wonder who slaughtered his parents. Interesting.
So I worked hard in school. I got into Hamlin University and earned a college degree, first in my family. Then I went on to earn a master's in education from St. Mary's University of Minnesota. am living proof that no matter your start in life, quality education is a pathway to success. I want the success for our children in our communities. That's why in 2015, I was a founder of Black Lives Matter in St. Paul. I believe the organization stood for exactly what the name implies. Black lives do matter. However, after a year on the inside, I learned they had little concern for rebuilding Black families, and they cared even less about improving the quality of education for students in Minneapolis. That was made clear when they publicly denounced charter schools alongside the teachers union. I was an insider in Black Lives Matter, and I learned the ugly truth. The moratorium on charter schools does not support rebuilding the Black family, but it does create barriers to a better education.
He was, you know what? He was an implant. He was an implant. And I was going to wait to the end of this video, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen because there's a lot of implants. Because there was another man, right, who went to jail for Black Lives Matter for scamming the funds that were received. He was released. And I'm going to tell you what this all circulated to, because they're going to send those 3 Black women who co-founded it, they're sending them to jail this year or next year. They're going to jail. And I hate to say that, but that's what I'm predicting. They're going to jail. Because you have coons like this and coons like the rest of them who are now, that's the reason why he probably got this little job. Because he promised that he would be out here, he would testify against those girls. Just like that other man who went to jail, was arrested by the FBI. How are you arrested by the FBI? It is proof that you stole the money. But he gets to go out on bail. Not even on bail. Just like those other men who shot at Sasha, they're on bail. And I want to let y'all know that Sasha wasn't only fighting for Black men. She was trying to start her own political party. She was fighting so they think Black people could have their own political party. So these men, all these coons, are now probably working with the FBI. And when it comes down to those women to go to court, I bet you all the people who testify against them, the majority of them are going to be Black men. And that's going to be the rude awakening for every Black woman to not fight for a Black man ever again. And y'all sons that y'all fight me so hard on for, that y'all write me those emails, them kick them out at 18. They gotta go. So don't tell me about your sons, okay? Because look what your sons do to the same Black women who are protecting them, who are trying to help, trying to build a better life so that these people don't get shot and these men don't get shot in the damn and get knees on their neck. Look at what they reversed and did to them. Look at what Rashad did. So my question to you Black women, they've chosen a side. And they've chosen to side with the white man. Have you chosen your side? They're willing to sacrifice you and themselves and your sons for a better life Just for this life right now. Fuck the future. Because they living in the now. Y'all living in the future. What you choosing to do this year? And not only this year, going forward. What are you choosing to do this year? Let's not even. And let's not talk about the Tariq Nasheeds and all those other Hotep Negroes who decided to come out to Tamika Mallory like she was a damn white supremacist. They come for the women harder than they come for the white supremacists. They came so hard at her just because she did a commercial, a Cadillac commercial, in support of black women. What? But they turned like I knew they would. They used you to do the dirty work. Now that it's done and shit is getting real, they decide to throw you under the bus. They are telling the white man, they are telling white daddy that it's all her fault. That's what he's doing. So I'm predicting this. I told you. I'm telling y'all first that they sending them girls to jail. Ladies, pack up. Pack up. The Black Lives Matter gear. Pack away the spears and the swords and the spears and protect yourselves. Get your bats. Get your gun licenses. We've been talking about this for a while now. I know we want to have a hot girl summer, but let's make sure we protected this summer too, right? Because we know it's about to be a war out here. Do you have a bat in your trunk? Do you have a bat in your front seat? Do you have a keychain from Mace? Do you have some white allies you can call if things get real? Do you have some Asian allies you can call if things get real? Hello, Sister George. How are you? Who you gonna call, ladies? I want to know. Because they chose their side. Y'all want to abolish the police? I want to know who you gonna call when things get real. You gonna call 911? 911 is gonna be Jerome. And I'm telling you, he ain't gonna come to protect you now. He gonna tell the world that you unprotected. Let me show you one more thing that I forgot to show y'all. And protect them wombs this summer, ladies, because you know they still trying to impregnate y'all and leave y'all and go. Let me see if I can find this video. You know they trying to have them babies because they'll tell the world that that you're undesirable, but they'll sure impregnate you though. And let that baby come out looking mixed, child. They will come running and storming and parade that baby up through left and right. Don't let that child come out looking mixed. You know, black men love them mixed looking babies. They will come with the photo op. They'll see the baby more than you.
Her mom is gone. Like how South Dixie
Let me show you another video. Where's that video? And I'll drop the link so people can come up and talk about it. But yeah. They ain't Tyrone ain't gonna save you, honey. He already sided. Here you saw who he sided with. He chose the jobs and chose the career over you, honey. Open up your options, ladies, if you're looking into dating. I'm going to be doing my Asian man video tomorrow. So bring your Asian gear. I'm gonna try to get some Asian men on here, but get you some allies. And ladies, be bougie. Get them. Use your femininity and have these other people do your dirty work for you. Have them do your dirty work for you. Like, it's not that hard. Have them do the dirty work. Have your little white friend, your white girlfriends do the dirty work for you. No wedding, no womb. Mocha Mommy says she got a birth control video. I can't tell y'all about your bodies. You know I'm still a man. So follow Mocha Mommy. We dropped the link. And this is a real woman's state of emergency. This is no fear mongering going on. I've been telling y'all forever, get y'all bats in your cars, get y'all little knives, any little weapons that you can do to keep you good. I dropped the link for anybody to come up and join a live. But I'm telling y'all right now, and don't stab to injure. Stab to kill. Shoot to kill. That's another thing. Y'all get these guns and y'all go to the shooting range, okay? Learn how to shoot. There ain't no purpose of getting no damn gun if you don't know how to shoot. Okay? Stop playing games. I don't get it. Shoot to kill. Y'all be shooting people in the leg, and then they can't find the killer till 3 years later. What? After that, he done try to rape 17 more people with gun in the bullet in the leg and all. Hello, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You sound great. How do you feel about the live stream?
So, unfortunately, what you're saying is not even the first time I heard that sentiment. The other night, I don't know, am I allowed to mention other YouTubers on your?
Go ahead.
So, I was listening to a podcast with Nyla Says, and a black man literally said that she was debating, literally said out of her mouth, her and Sinji, they were both debating him, saying, he said that black men need to sacrifice black women. In his words.
You heard it from the horse's mouth when they said when they talk, believe them, because that's exactly what they're doing right now, and they're willing to sacrifice. They have a mean bro code though. You know that bro code is real. I mean, y'all know they'll send their baby mama to prison, but they'll go to prison for their boys though. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll send that bro code is mean though, but they'll definitely. But when it comes down to women, there's no code. That's why women need to create their own code. And a lot of these other women who in the live stream they will call mammies, they are very dangerous too. They'll try to take you out the same way a male will take you out. And I didn't really realize it was that serious because I would just be talking, And like, it wasn't until I started to go into the pro-black side of YouTube and Clubhouse, I was like, damn, this is deep. Like, they are really in this, and they're really brainwashed to think that it's okay to fight for a man. That which is never okay. I would never. I don't care if I could be beaten in the face with a stone. I would never want any of my friends specifically or my family members who are women to intervene. Call the cops.
Well, the funny thing about it is they don't even understand with the grand scheme of things, right? This is why they will always lose. When you look at any other group of men, right? When they're protesting, when they're fighting for the lives of themselves, you don't ever see the women at the forefront of it. Ever.
Perfect
And they
example.
will always lose.
Palestine and Israel. You see a few women out there,
and
but
they're
you don't
soldiers.
see them in the front line. You see them.
Right.
You see them with signs all the way in the house, eight houses back on a sign on top of the house talking about free Palestine. Okay, they're not in the front lines. It's all the men. And the reason why I know it, because I know one of my friends got arrested for protesting. And there was no women. You know what the women are doing? They're on Clubhouse having conversations about it. They ain't on our front lines.
Right, but my point in even saying that too is that a lot of times when you do see a woman there, she's probably a soldier and she's not even involved. She's on the sidelines, like I'm minding my own business.
She's the medic.
That too. She said, "I ain't trying to be involved in this. I'm just trying to go home so I can feed my kids."
She rested in the femininity.
Pretty much. It's sad, and they don't realize the type of mentality they have, that need, the desire to try to hurt something that you're supposed to protect. They will always lose. Always. You don't have global respect, so you're trying to gain it by gaining it over women. We're not the ones oppressing you, honey. You need to go find dominance of the men who are oppressing you. We are not the issue. If anything, we're trying to be the solution. And you're not even seeing it that way. You're seeing it as we're trying to dominate you. We're trying to emasculate you. How, Sway?
Well, it looked like that that in that video I showed when that black man was speaking and he was defending a black man against a black woman. I mean, he was defending a white man against a black woman. He looked like he enjoyed that. He was smiling and having a good old time and smirking. He loved being emasculated. Those types of men love to be emasculated. They just want to be emasculated by a certain person, which we know is not black.
Yep. And it makes me wonder, right? Excuse me, I was just drinking juice, so I'm sorry if you hear me like swallowing.
Go ahead.
So it makes me wonder. I remember I was watching. You remember that movie Django Unchained with Jamie Foxx and what's her name, Kerry Washington?
I've been trying to get through.
Say that again.
I said I've been trying to get through. I haven't yet. You know, something about them slave movies. I fall asleep to every time.
You know what? I will say this. It's a good twist of narrative. It's actually about a black man saving a black woman for once. Isn't that funny? But I mean, if you're going to watch it, I don't want to spoil the movie for you, so just let me know. Or if you don't care, fine.
What happened? I ain't watching that movie.
Okay, well then a lot of people will also, I guess the people who have watched it, they will.
Oh, she got disconnected. Oh, girl, you got disconnected. Let me drop the link in the chat. Go ahead, AT.
Hi. I just honestly, I just want to say that I think that this woman over here, I want to talk about something just on the woman's side, because we're always focusing on the men, right? And it's just like, yeah, this is their fault. But why is it like Black women always see the need to be the person that's the designated soldier for everyone? Like this woman felt pride. And I bet you that even though she was shot in the head, if she even lives, if this poor woman even lives, there's going to be something in the back of her head saying that I was a martyr for this. And it's, there are going to be people out there talking about how she was a martyr for this. Like, it's just so much. Look, I think that there's too much of this like idea, I think, in Black women out here. Like, we think that we're God. And it's just, you know what? In certain aspects, yeah, we're great. But you are not fucking immortal.
Goddess.
Yes. Goddess.
Goddess don't go to war. Goddess don't go to war. She stay home.
They get everybody to go to war for them.
Yes.
So I'm out here and I'm like seeing this kind of shit, and it's just like, Black women, you don't get the glory. Like, I don't know how else to say it. You will not get the glory. You will not get the respect. People will not bow down to you. You will not be the sacred thing that people look at by doing this kind of stuff. They just will not look at you like that. They'll hate you and resent you for it. They will hate you and resent you for it. People will look at you as a disgusting creature. Okay, you're like the bottom of the barrel like thing that just consistently wants to roll around in the dirt, even though you could do more. Like, this is not how you reach your own personal glory. It will never be. It has never been. Like, it's been happening for so many hundreds of years at this point to Black women. And for some reason, we still think in our heads that this is the way to do it, to become a martyr, to become a soldier. It has never been the way. People hate us. Black people hate us. Asian people, like everybody hates us because it comes with a certain kind of arrogance. Like, this woman did not deserve to be shot in the head at all. But there's a certain kind of arrogance that it takes for somebody to be so free and walk around and be affiliated with Black Lives Matter like that. No matter how respectful, knowing what the kind of shit that's going on. So, like, it's the arrogance that comes with you thinking that it's glory. It's not. People are making fun of you.
Hello?
No,
Hello?
you sound great. I can hear you.
I do want to just speak on that. I don't even know if it's arrogance at this point. I can honestly, genuinely say it has been bred into us since we were little girls that this is how we're supposed to be and we're supposed to receive nothing in return. So I wouldn't say that it's arrogance more than anything. I will say that it's literally how we were groomed.
But let me push back on that for a second, right? Because it's just like, if that's the way that we are groomed, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many Black women do you know do that kind of stuff and then they get that little bit of attention? Like, people are finally paying attention to them for that little bit when they're doing that social justice warrior thing, they're doing that speech. Like, it's like a point of validation. So
well,
yeah, we
that's
are
exactly what
it.
I'm saying. In terms of that, that's the only way we have ever gotten validation. So if one generation of Black women knows the only way I'm going to get validation from my man, from the race of my male counterpart in my race, is to sit there and basically put myself on the front line for him. And let's be really real right now. I think even Crystalline Karazin has talked about the older generations failing us. And Senji has said that we are in a male worshiping culture. They have groomed us to be like that. I would very much like to sit back and sit in my femininity, but like I said, it has always been groomed into us that we have to take care of these men by any means necessary. Now we're snapping out of it, and I'm glad we are.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, so I think what's happening now is like everybody. So there's different like levels to like how this is working. There's different groups of women in the Black women sector. So there are the warriors. There are the men who are the divested, and there are the women who are in between. So the the warriors are the most loudest, right, when it comes down to doing things. And I'm going to be honest, some of those warriors are needed because they do get some things done for Black women. But it's just like a radical sector who just comes off and doesn't understand that their main purpose is to make sure that black men are protected. I feel like that black women are overall, yeah, black women are growing overall. So some of the black women are just not, because I see it's like a trigger, like to see your growth and to try to see somebody like snatch it from you. Like I even see it like when some divested women or even some middle grounded women, like, or even some mammies go in to have arguments with men who you know are not beneficial to you. They're not beneficial to you at all. And just even you being in their live stream puts you in danger. But it's just like you hear that one man trying to tear down something that you created for yourself and that you're doing. It's just like, oh, fuck no. I'm getting on this stream and I'm going to let his ass have it. And it's just like, no, silence is better, because if you silence some of those people out, they won't have, like, I don't, for me in general, I know that we're never going to be able, black women are never going to withdraw their support from Black Lives Matter. I know that's never going to happen. But my whole thing is I'm trying to like kind of switch it on so that the fight is differently, so that, you know, black women have like kind of like a shield and people don't see them as much. Every time I see a movement or something happening, when it comes down, it's always a black, always it's always a black woman. I was even watching like another thing that happened like a while ago, and even like the angles that they show on the news, it's always targeting like just a black woman. Even the whole Tamika Mallory thing, like when she had like 20 black men behind her, like it was the camera was mostly focused on her. And those are the types of things that we kind of need to switch around. Like, who's the cameraman? Why is he only focusing on the black one? Or like, why is she even up there? Why didn't P. Diddy pay a man to do so? And it's just
like Omar Johnson.
Omar Johnson, or even, Omar Johnson would have did it, right? So here we have, and now here we go. So let's talk about strategy, right? We may hate Omar Johnson, but he's a great talker. He's great at talking. He's great at finessing. But the community doesn't trust him enough, or just because he's a man, they're so used to seeing women putting up there, they don't want to ever put a man up there because they're scared he's going to say something radical. But the thing is, that's what men are for. They're supposed to be the radical ones. So let those men do so. Even if he does say something stupid, fuck it. It was the man that said something. And if there's a rebellion, of course they're going to go after the man instead of the woman.
But a lot of them are still comfortable in the fact, like even with that discussion. And when I say this discussion with Nyla Says and Senji, with the guy that said basically black women need to be sacrificed. He made it very clear that he was comfortable at the fact that he doesn't want to pick up a gun, and he thinks that black women should pick up the gun. I urge you to go find that debate. It was a mess, and you will be mentally and physically taxed. But I urge you to actually listen to that debate, because it was really disturbing. It just showed the lack of manhood that a lot of them have. And I'm sitting here trying to understand, at what point did we get here? Because I'm sitting here like, well, it wasn't really in the 1960s, because when the civil rights movement when that was happening, we didn't have this issue about who was the face of this movement. When did this happen? Like, I'm so confused.
Oh, it happened when it's been. Listen, it's always been happening. It's just now that it's televised. The militia,
it's always been happening.
The slaughter is now being televised. It's because we have all this social media, and it wouldn't even be as much. Okay, so about the whole Sasha Johnson thing and about all this other Black Lives Matter thing that I researched, I learned all this information from Black women. So it's not even being televised. It's just that Black women, and I'm glad that they're doing this. They have their own social media kind of network on other like sector and social media where they're pumping out this information so that we can decipher through it. Because we wouldn't. I'm going to keep it honest. We probably wouldn't even know about Sasha if Black women haven't put it out. We wouldn't have about a lot of these things if we haven't if Black women haven't put it out. We wouldn't even be knowing about the deaths of Black women or how many Black women it really is if Black women don't put this out in the media.
I mean, one thing that really concerns me though is that the ones who are just so good at doing the research and like spinning narratives and making sure that things get done are the ones that we don't want to be the face of our image. Like the Black women who really get things done and are really good at getting things done.
Like Stacey Adams.
Sure.
I'm just asking. I'm trying to get
very
a picture of what you're saying.
Yeah. Like they're very, very diligent. And there are definitely lots of Black women in the background who know how to move. But the difference is that they don't have the same kind of level of support. So, I mean, I don't want to silence any women. It's just that this is not it. Like, I will not accept this. I will not be having a woman out here being shot in the head and then being made to be a fool in front of the world like that on the basis of the backs of men who can't do shit for her. She's better than them. I just can't do it.
And like I think that we kind of forget like that we need people on both sides, right, to get things done. So like let's say if we're speaking about politics, like we're going to need Democrats and we're going to need Republicans. So it's the message that we spreading across, and sometimes it needs to go a little bit messy. But one thing I can say about other groups of women, like they're okay with there's a code that they have, like when it comes down to them debating each other. If they're debating another Black woman, sure to get messy. But for us, when it comes down to like Black women, and when it gets in, it always has to be messy. Like why can't it just be cute? Like how when other people debate, it always has to be like a slaughter bath, or somebody has to prove. No, where they're all at the they're all about the betterment of Black people. They're just doing it in a different way. And I think that needs to like come to an end of just the whole, hey, listen, there needs to be a backwards conversation. Like, listen, I don't like you, but when we go on stage, we got to hold hands and make sure that we specifically stay on code. I mean, we can give them a little bit of a show,
Yes.
but don't look like we out here trying to fight each other, and that we're on opposite sides of things, because it should just only be for the betterment of Black women. And that's the only way I will get back into politics, if I can find a way to just focus on, make sure I'm talking about issues for Black women, which I know will be hard. But that like those are the types of things that will have that needs to happen. Like the states, like the problem is we're so quick to cancel people. We need everybody. We need everybody. At this point, nobody can be canceled except for the men. We okay. Cancel that motherfuckers real quick. Cancel them all out. They all need to go. But when it comes down to the women, we need women in every corner. We need women in hell. We need women in heaven. We need women on earth, because it's just that real. Black women specifically in all those areas. And I think that we forget that, and that's the strategy that everybody does when they want to get things done. They make sure that they put everybody in every corner, but when it comes down to the betterment of something or the protection of something, they all get together and put their differences aside.
Right. I agree. So at the core of it, because I sit in my lonesome in my room sometimes, and I really analyze things, and I'm like, why is it that we at least, like as a people, to an extent, can't get things together? And the realization came that I feel like Black people, and I'm just speaking generally here. I know we're focusing on Black women, but what I came to the understanding is that for the most part, Black people are too busy trying to be a monolith instead of finding the things that we agree on and focusing on that. And even within the things that we agree on, we're a monolith about how to get it done instead of trying to find common ground. So, for instance, I honestly reconciled one day that I might actually have to find common ground with Candace Owen. I don't like the idea, but it's something that I have to do in order to get things done. The issue at hand is that, especially as Black women, because right now we're even finding this divide and just protecting ourselves, because we have Black women saying, no, we need to fight for our men, and the men just sitting back, resting in their femininity. And we're even finding a divide within that. And I'm trying to understand, what is there to have a divide about? We're getting slaughtered in the streets and nobody cares what's happening.
The debate is that I think that the thing that's going on is that there's still a subset of Black women who they just don't want to put themselves first. Like they're too scared to do it. Like that's where the whole glory thing, like they think that putting everybody else above them will bring them glory. And it's
Love
just like,
and
that's not
glory.
how the world works.
Right.
But it needs, but I and like I said, I'm not a Black woman, so I'm just giving my idea. I think a lot of the times that everybody focus on getting every Black woman, it just needs to be the right Black woman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we overall as people, Black women and Black women allies, like we focus on just trying to save everybody. Everybody else is willing to sacrifice the dead weight. We're too much in arguing with mammies and pygmishas. No, the pygmishas are listening and they will change it. If y'all follow me on Clubhouse, y'all see there's a lot of women who listen to the content on there and were what they would consider, they call themselves pygmishas, but now come up on my stage and now speak about the same things that we speak about just because they see it happening. We focus way too much on those people. We need to focus on the people who need to talk. Like, why are we not tweeting the people who we know we have in Congress, who we have in the Black Caucus, which is majority filled up with Black women, the Black women allies, like the AOCs. They made a promise to do good for Black women. We need to hold them accountable to that such. We're so focused on what they're doing for everybody else. The mode should never change. It should always be for Black women. And then there are people who will, and we deter way too quick. Like when the Asian hate thing came on, our focus came on that, but it came out in a bad way. Like we were like, we're not your ally. Like, no, just stay silent. You don't have to just say, whoop, go. I see you. All right, I'm here. Now. Like, I see y'all. I'll call you. Call me if you need me. But don't go. Put out the support. I call me if you need me, girl. I'll be there. And it's like, shit, girl. I missed took a nap. My bad. I'm sorry. Like things like that. But I was there. I was gonna go. I was gonna go there. But we lost focus too much quick, and then we start to fight another battle when it's just like, no, the battle, keep looking straight, okay? Those little distractions will come in, but just focus on the people who are really going to make a difference, because right now we have, especially the young Black women, there's a lot of young Black women who are about to change the game. Those Black women need to be protected, and those young Black women, those are the minds of the women. They should be focused on watching the YouTube videos of the Chrysalins, the Pink Pills, the Chrissies, and listening to like women like yourself, because they're going to be able to change the future. Right now, that should be the strategy. Maybe it's just me.
Yes, that's actually very true. Y'all, if you know anybody who is between the age of like 9 up until 22, 23, keep them away as best as you can from being put into the whole, like, tell them not to go to the Black Student Union events all the time. Tell them to, if they're in college, to stay away from the Black centered spaces, okay? Tell them that they need to go out and talk to other people and figure out who the fuck they want to become friends with and who can benefit them. Like, these are like prime times for them to not make the same mistakes that generations of Black women before us made. Okay? So don't do what your mothers did to you. Don't do that.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I have nothing to add to that.
And use those damn allies, okay? You had them for a reason. Okay, use them damn allies. Use the hell out of them. Use them white women friends who will do anything to say that, they have that Black friend that they protected. Okay, well, girl, write that essay for me, or, help me out with this, or use those women, because, or put them out there to be on a microphone, because they're protected. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for them. You stand back and you let them speak. Say, these Black women need to be protected, because a white woman's voice, I hate to say it, is more powerful than, a Black woman's voice right now. So if a white woman keeps saying it, somebody going to hear it and going to listen. Or Asian woman, that's the kind of allyship that needs to go on. I feel like that Black women are scared to be called out as the sucker. And it's like, no, girl, you're not the sucker. You the smart one, because you playing it. You the bougie Black woman. You letting them. You're not getting your hands dirty. You letting everybody fight. Hi, Amber. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, my mind is like all over the place. I my
I'm
mind is, I
sorry.
honestly tend to agree, um, big time with the caller who honestly is just like, there's just something duplicitous and a bit treacherous about a lot of Black women and our perpetual surprise of not understanding of how we ended up in this position. It's always so interesting to me. The Stacey Abrams type will always be embraced by the Black community because I'm not convinced that she has Black women at the forefront. But the Candace Owens types, right? They'll always be demonized for exposing the Black women. But the thing is, she'll be demonized more by her fellow Black women than she would by other Black men. So I don't know. I'm just sitting back listening to this conversation and just truly like assessing where and who my loyalty lies with moving forward, because as much as I love Black women, I'm just so fed up with how we're always 10 steps behind and then we're always surprised about the same crappy outcomes that we get. A woman gets shot in the head. Oh my God, we're so surprised. Are we really? What else would her outcome have been? Like, this is, I don't know.
2 children to boot, and she did it because she like for her sons. That's the other thing.
It's
I'm
always,
sorry.
it's for their
Don't
sons,
die
but
for your sons,
honestly,
man.
even under that, secretly, it might just be for themselves. I really
It
don't think that
is
Black
though.
women are that slow that they do everything for the man. Man, I think a part of it is ego and pride of themselves, and it comes out through the son, but it's truly still about their own pride and their own ego, because to defend your sons who statistically are the bottom of the barrel, if we're so moral, like Black women always pretend like I remember you were also saying like we're not gods. And that's so true, because I really feel like Black women feel invincible. And so to birth some of the worst men on the face of the planet and to stand by that, that is all ego and pride. And I'm just fed up with it. I'm extremely fed up with it.
KFC talks about it too. Like how the Black woman basically, the reason why, like she says that the reason why a lot of Black men end up resenting Black women outside of their like just they have a lot of shit wrong with them, right? But one of the main reason why a lot of Black men end up resenting Black women and their mothers and hating them is because they grew up in like when they're really young thinking that their mother is doing all this shit for them, and then they come to realize as they get older that their mother is really using them and putting them into a space where they are intentionally basically made lower, because then the mother gets to feel like she's saving everyone and she feels redeemed that way. Instead of just focusing and fixing herself, she
Right.
goes and
And
she looks at her son for glory so that she can say
yeah,
to
and
herself, I'm a good woman.
exactly. Exactly. And Eddie, I wanted to, oh, I'm sorry. Ayan, right?
I'm sorry. I was on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I wanted you to clarify, if you could please, exactly what you meant when you said that you would never, say anything against the um, co-founders or founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, because I think I honestly think that we're so fragile when it comes to like really calling out Black women on their shit, mainly because we are constantly like being bombarded from the world, right, with everything that's wrong with us. Um, but a lot of times, like that we need to in order to really separate ourselves. I don't trust on the founders of Black Lives Matter movement. I don't think that they're beneficial to Black women. I think they've been extremely harmful. I think they're capitalists who are extremely greedy, and if they do get jail time, it's exactly what they deserve. But I just so under. Could you explain why you said that? Like, I guess no matter how corrupt they are, you
Yeah.
would never. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just like I guess like I just can never. It's weird for me. Like I can't ever see myself throwing a Black woman under the bus on my side of things just because of who I am as a man. It had nothing to do. Like I 100% agree that they are doing some shady shit. I do know that like I have like a weird platform that is still kind of political, and a lot of my political following kind of still follows me. And I would never be able to forgive myself putting a target on any Black woman's back. Now, if there was some men as the founders, definitely would have called them out. But I can definitely talk about the organization. I just would never talk about like the founders personally.
May I just push back on something and then also address something? I just realized that I called Stacey Abrams a shoe company, and I want to apologize about that. I called it Stacey Adams.
You
Um,
Stacey?
I want to push, and the woman who came on corrected that, and I'm so sorry. I just want what I also wanted to address is I want to understand how it is that it's coming from a selfish place. Like you guys are saying, it's coming from a selfish place for Black women to genuinely want to quote unquote fight for their sons. Because from my understanding, I don't know if any of you ladies are mothers. If you are, correct me, gather me like a ponytail. But I don't understand how it is coming from a selfish place, because one of the things that a lot of people say is a parent should never bury a child. Um, with that being said, let me make this clear. Men need to be men, but I don't see how a woman, in my mindset, a parent's job is to make things a little bit easier for their children. That's what we're here for. We're here to, well, not we, but they're here to guide, they're here to make things easier for their children. The way I see it, right? And I'm just looking at the traditional household. A lot of times, what I see the mother doing, a lot of the times in the family household, is doing what she's supposed to do. She teaches her daughter how to be a woman, but then shows the son, quote unquote, how a woman is supposed to love him. But if you don't have the man in the household to show him how to be a man, and then to show the woman, the daughter, how to be loved by a man, you will see that balance. So I don't understand how it is exactly that you're saying that Black women are doing it for their own self-interest. What I more so see is that this is literally the only way that we have ever gotten validation from anybody, so we continue to do it. I don't see it as we're doing this for our own selfish needs. I think it's like well, damn, like this is the only way that I get whatever perceived love that I get. And I can understand how you say that's selfish, but like that's the only love that we have ever gotten, is when we're fighting for others.
So so I get what you're saying. So I want to be
Wait,
clear, right?
hold on, AT, but there you go. Amber, do you kind of get what I'm saying when I say that?
I do. I honestly do, and I think that it's very noble. But I do also think, Eddie,
And
that
I know
that in this work, the longer you do it, the more you're going to come across patterns that you cannot ignore about many Black women, and I think it's going to change the way you move a bit, for sure.
thank you. I've been told that before, and I've been told that I really need to like unleash that cape off of some certain stop investing so much protection in certain types of people when they're doing and just it's been really hard for me because that's how I was raised, to protect all women. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's hard. It's hard. I'm still working on it. I promise. I'm sorry, AT. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify. So I'm not saying that Black moms can't love their children and they can't love their sons. And I'm not saying that sacrificing as a parent doesn't happen and that it shouldn't happen. You should, like, it should happen to some extent, if you're a good parent at least. What I'm saying is this. I think that a lot of Black women hide underneath parenthood and motherhood to basically make themselves feel worthy. And Then what they end up doing is that when all the stigma comes around, when the dude leaves and all this shit happens, none of that shit should have ever happened to her, right? Like that's not right. But I see a lot of Black women who secretly enjoy it because they're addicted to the suffering, and they're addicted to the pain, and they're addicted to feeling low and having low self-esteem. Because for them, it's like, this is where I compare it to God. It's like they're Jesus. And like again, like KSC, like really articulated it to me originally. Like, so all credit goes to KSC for like really piecing it together for me, because I was like, I've seen this shit, but like you didn't articulate it like that until, you explained it. But so I credit that towards her. But it really is like, it's selfish because Black women really do think that they're God in that sense. Like they become the Jesus martyr, taking on all this stuff for themselves. And the reason is because they want to be God. So not a goddess, but they want to be God. They want the glory that comes with it afterwards. That's why they end up dying or hurting, and like you have all these mammies and like church ladies and hotep people and like just extremes everywhere. And they're thinking and living with the intention of, oh, I'm gonna die and then I will carry on everything like Jesus did because I'm the martyr. That's how I see with a lot of Black mothers and a lot of Black women in like there's a large percentage of the Black population. I would argue the majority of Black women are like that, to some extent.
And I think the insidious thing about that is that if your sons were these like amazing people who were adding so much to civilization and society, then I would understand that. But the fact that they're leading in murder rates, rape stats, I mean, the fact that they are leading in the most degenerate behavior, and that's what you stand by, it really makes me think that there's something deeper going on here that actually has nothing to do with your sons. It has to do more with you.
There is. That's exactly what it is. Can I add on to this? Just, I'm bursting. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, y'all. Okay. I had a mother like this, and even though I'm a daughter, you do not hear about this happening to daughters as much, but a woman will use whoever she needs to garner love. Okay. These women, it's not just about having a savior mentality. It's not just about the glory. These are attributes, but what they're really chasing is the love that they never got from the men who left them. If you ever notice, majority of the women, you're not going to see a lot of women who are in nuclear families that are Black, where the husband is handling his business on the front lines. You will see a lot of Black identified women who have, if you could trace it back, a very large familial void of fatherhood, or the love they never got from the man that they so desired. It's that simple. We are women, and men can have peptide addiction and all these other things, but what you're seeing is a misplaced ability for these women to be saviors, to garner the love, glory, and admiration. Because let's be clear, when it comes to war, all warriors are trained that there is a glory to war. For anyone who is saying, I don't think it's that deep, it is always that deep. There is always a glory to war. And that is the only way the majority of Black women can regard glory or garner glory or admiration, respect, or love, or even flat out acknowledgement. And it's always going to be majority of the time, unless a woman who may be lighter in complexion has the same daddy and love issues, it'll be from women who are more ambiguous, unambiguous, because those are the women who do not receive love in our community. They do not receive full admiration unless there's a catch-22 behind it. Okay? There's a reason why these women are doing the utmost, and it's because they want the love that they never got. They are void filling. It's about being a savior, but it's basically saying, if I put myself in this place, they will remember me. They will love me. They will say my name. My son will say my mother fought for me. But what they do not know is that they're screwing with male psychology based on his DNA, based on his chromosomes. His chromosomes tell me, if you keep me from becoming a man at my transitional stage in adolescence, you are now my enemy and you are now my prey.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
If you keep me from becoming a man and forcing me into manhood, no matter how brash it is, no matter how much it hurts me, no matter how much it psychologically kind of traumatizes me in the moment, their glory is stolen from them by women, by their mothers. This is very Oedipal. It's like it's like vampire life. Okay, I had a mother who was like this. She tried to essentially basically make me her emotional spouse. And she was very Black identified, but she had fathers and brothers who were terrible to her. She was always the person. I'd be looking at her, and I eventually told her when I was a kid, I don't want to marry Black boys. They're mean to me. They want my money. Blah, 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 blah. This is what I said because I recognized there was something wrong with psychology in little Black boys when I was in first or second grade. Okay, I knew I didn't stand a chance among men or boys who looked like me, but everybody else loved me. So, hey, I'm with them. But we do see a lot of peptide addiction where their brains are molded into this love of chaos or drama or this love of defending and all of that. But you're never going to see, even when we talk about little Winta Amor, you would find if you actually had conversation, went back into her mother's life, because I believe her mother was married. She's very Black male identified to the point she may still be the one who runs her home, the mother, not the father.
Woo.
You're not going to see women who are wives of husbands who run a nuclear household on the front lines because they don't need to. Their needs of their femininity are satiated and met. So they're not going to have to find some chaotic way to go around to be seen or to be loved, because I know everyone is not a believer. And so I'm not actually throwing Bible at you. But one thing men are taught is that they're supposed to be respected, and they correlate that to love. And one thing women are programmed to know, according to their DNA, is that they should receive love. The word will tell somebody, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church, right? We're just using examples, but it'll also tell women, respect your husbands as you would God.
Yes.
These boys have no respect because their mother took their respect in order to convert it into love. They're like catalytic converters to a car. They took one thing that did not belong to them and they siphoned it and they turned it into love. Or their version of love, because I'm finally seen. I'm finally heard. And what they don't realize is that these men that they're protecting, that are letting them defend them, have contempt for them. Contempt because they were never allowed to be men or forced to be men because they didn't have fathers who were actual men, mature, emotional, and mental and psychological men. They were not that. They were males, little boys in bodies with penises that worked and created children. And then they left to go try to fulfill their little sowing wild oat legacy, leaving, a trail of bastard children behind them. So they didn't have someone who could literally say, hey, this will hurt, this will challenge you, but you are going to be a man. The community will see you as. You see this so much in certain tribes. You even see this when young boys were taught, war training, just because it toughens up their emotional and mental receptors, and it transitions them into warriors. It transitions them into protectors. And we're wondering why these men are not operating as protectors. They have not been psychologically snapped out of being on their mother's breast. They want women warrior husbands who love and protect them to the day they die. And it is mothers who are selfish enough. And I saw someone in the chat, and I promise you, my brother, sister, whoever you were, this is not me coming for you or trying to belittle you, but someone said, I don't think it's that deep or that they're that smart. we have this weird way of downing and misplacing what someone will do for a high.
And can I just add on to that really quick? And that's like
Yeah.
we underestimate these types of men
Desperation. And the
much.
women.
Because I hear their asses strategizing on lives. I hear them strategizing on Clubhouse. Like they're strategizing on how to take down. And then I don't want. I like I said before. I'm not saying that they're the brightest, but I'm what I'm saying is when it comes down to something they want to disappear or they want to take away, they work together to make sure that that they do that.
That's correct. And this is the thing, Eddie. The person was talking about the mothers, not the men. They were saying, I don't think that they could, that one in glory can basically be that they could be that smart. I just think it's stupidity is the words they use. And I said, but ego can drive you to do stupid things because it appeals to the pride of men, whether they're male or female. And pride, if that's all that you can do to use to fill a void, it puts blinders on you. You can't operate outside of pride. A lot of these women on the front lines, they are very prideful. They think they are a god or a savior, or that this is where the adrenaline rush that is transmitted to the brain as a drug runs in and kicks in. You have no idea what depraved and deprived women will do for that kind of high, including be seen on the front lines as a man to the world.
Well,
Because that's what they were saying. I don't think it's ego. I just think they're stupid. You must not understand what stupid actually means. And I talked about this in a live the other day, is that stupid comes from the word stupor, which means you're under an influence that judges you, that impairs your judgment. Stupor was what they would have said to say you were drunk 100 years ago. You were under a stupor. You were under an influence. You were on a drug. You were incapacitated. Stupidity is from the word stupor. Ego can make you operate under faulty judgment. It is ego. And I want to say that because it's such linear thinking. And if you refuse to accept that ego, pride, or the hunger for glory or love cannot drive someone to do that, you are underestimating someone or a people or a group to the point of your individual detriment. Because think about a junkie and what they will do for a high. Think about someone who is addicted to a drug or a substance and what they will do for a high. And what we don't realize is that love is the ultimate high. And that's what drugs are actually synthetically or manually created and manufactured to mimic, is the chemicals that the brain make that elicit the love drug. Everybody who has a substance abuse issue is initially chasing love, no matter how savage or hard they are.
I would like to add that. Am I cutting someone off?
That's why this is a thing, right? This is why she was shot in the head. That's why those men shot her in the head, man. She robbed them, and they got mad.
Yep.
Golden, you there?
Yeah, sorry about that. I just think, and this is going to sound really messed up, I just think Black women suffer from a mental illness. Not going to lie. This sounds like Munchausen by proxy. You know, when parents hurt their children just so they can bring them back to life again, so they can get that high, that ego boost. I really feel like Black women need help. They need therapy. They need to take medication if need be and get it together. Because that's very scary that you're telling me, because you're so deprived, you're so desperate for love, when you could easily find it in another community, right? Because we know that white men love Black women, Asian men love Black women. There's someone
we don't all know
other
that.
than Black.
We don't all know that, sis.
No, we do know. We choose not to know because we choose to have blinders on. As a woman, we know when someone is attracted to us, even if it's not outwardly. We have that feeling like, oh, this person is paying extra attention to me. This person is looking at me more than he's looking at the other person. So they know that they're attractive, but because their self-esteem is so low, they have this notion that they have to stay with black men because they need help. They need to go and get therapy. They
No,
need
they need a high.
Yeah, I know.
You're
I'm
not
saying, but they
understanding,
need the
sis.
high, but you need to fix that need for the high by getting therapy, right?
Right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Black women need help mentally. They need to get therapy. They need to get some self-esteem, and they need to put themselves out there and become more desirable. And I'm sorry if it sounds super harsh, but it's just a fact.
It's not about you being harsh, but I think what I'm trying to say, I live this life. I really get it. I wasn't a mammy, super mammy, as Percy said, super mammy. I wasn't that person, but my mom was. We do not understand what peptide addiction does. It malforms your brain, sis. We can say what they need to do, but if your brain has been rerouted like that since you were the age of 9, it will even skew how you recognize an attraction to you, because the only person you have been hardwired. This is not me caping for black men, the black community. I'm saying that when you have been run by an addiction, it is louder than your ability to reason what we now understand, or what some of us have always understood. And I say that because the more and the more we underestimate the addiction of black male identification, the more dangerous. We do not acknowledge that these women are to themselves. Because someone just said it sounds like they're still blaming her. We're holding her responsible
No, 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 no,
and
no, no.
simply saying,
Guys,
no, no,
be
not
careful what you
you,
say,
not
right?
you, not you,
Oh yeah,
not
no, no,
you,
no. I'm talking
sis.
about the person in the comments. Be careful what you're saying, right? Because when I said that this is why she got shot in the head, she robbed them, and that's why they got mad. I'm not saying that everything has to do with this black woman. What I'm saying is that there's a part of her, she had this mentality, the one that this woman is talking about right here. This is why
Yeah,
she will go and say that I'm here for my sons, I'm here for the men, I'm here for the black community.
thank you,
She's
Ash.
not. It's something
Yeah,
going on inside her.
yeah, I know that's not your intent, but what I wanted to get to is that if we don't realize that we're pointing out the facts, we may not be catching the fact that we're overly identified with her mindset. I say we so it doesn't sound like, I'm accusing anyone. If someone is thinking, well, that sounds like y'all are just blaming her, but we're really saying this is the psychology, this is what drove her. Even to the point, like I don't know who was talking, but another sis was saying, "Oh, we know," meaning you could see the writing on the wall, other men being willing to be attracted to you, but you're so willing to speak and spit out what you were indoctrinated to think and say that you will choose not to adjust your lens in the moment. So your whole world is skewed like this.
Yeah.
There is not a blame versus saying, hey, this is the psychology, because what will happen in 100 years, some white dude with glasses will have a book written and say this was the psychology of female BLM leaders or social justice warriors who were ultimately killed in femicide in droves. And let me show you what happened here. Instead, we're going to try to say, hey, we're in the middle of trying to slap people awake while they're in the middle of a rioting frenzy mentally.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like. So it may seem like, I think I was talking about this last night with telling women, if a man didn't marry you, give your baby your last name. I said, I may piss you off now, but keep listening. I may make
And
you
may I
mad, just like
add,
what Eddie or Ayan is saying, and some of these sisters on the panel are saying. It may make you mad now. It may feel like you're being accused or the fingers being pointed. What it really is there is light coming into darkness that is it's assaulting your lens, your very skewed lens, and it is causing pupil dilation. It's like being stuck in a cave. When light comes into it, the eyes have been adjusted to darkness for so very long, but it doesn't take away from the fact that now you can see better. Now It's going to cause, your skin to respond differently because there's light from the sun and vitamin D entering into it. It will be assaulting to your current being. However, it is not incorrect.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love I love everything you have said, and I appreciate your channel, and I'm so glad that you finally came out with
it. Thank you.
May I actually add something to that too?
Yeah.
Because I agree with a lot of what's being said. Don't get me wrong. I also just want to talk about there's another added element into it. Because I did want to, try to understand what you guys meant by the God complex that Black women may or may not have. I think more so it's not a God complex. I think it's this willingness and the school of thought that we are supposed to suffer, or it could be
That's
both.
part of it.
That's the
It's
martyr.
all of it. It's all of it put together because a savior has to die. But the intent, the motive is, that's why I was saying, I said it in the chat before I could actually get on the stream. Motive is everything. The angle of why you're doing something and where it's coming from dictates how you go about it and even the outcome to it, because you can have the purest motive and it may be a challenge. And you keep going, but when your motive is tainted, which a lot of this mindset is, it comes from, it's several. Think about a circle. We have to see it like that. There is not just a 45 angle view. You want to be able to elevate the way you're seeing it, to not look at the circle from just the 180 side, but you now have to elevate the way you see things from looking down at the circle and realizing that it has a 360-degree working aspect. There are so many different angles that there's adding to the one whole issue that is taking place within Black women or within the Black community, or even with male psychology and the emasculation and their love of it. They're addicted to it too. But the thing is that they're deadly and they don't want it different because now they're conditioned to be protected just like any other female group. But for these Black women, it's a 360 view. You have to realize that there's a love deficit from a father. A proper love deficit doesn't mean a father could not have been present. It means that he was not, or he was not physically there. He was not an active, present, teaching, nurturing, protecting father who garnered love. Because fathers have roles, and it's not just, mom takes care of the babe up until a certain point, but even there are transitional roles for husbands and wives and mothers and fathers with their children. And most women don't even realize their role is up, their greatest role in securing the child's mental state, not just a physical nurturing aspect, is up to the age of 13. Even for the girls. Because what do girls begin to chase after the age of 12? We know it happens even earlier now because children are over sexualized in their mentality, especially by, the media or music. But there's a different pursuit and there's a different thing happening to the id part of the brain and the psychology of a child. The id and the ego literally transition to say, I'm now becoming a woman, even though from the time you give birth to a child, male or female, you're raising a man or you're raising a woman. You're raising a husband or you're raising a wife.
Yeah. I see that we have Chief Cook. How are you? You can unmute your mic.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. How do you feel about the live stream? Your thoughts?
Well, okay, I'm an older gentleman, so I'm a different generation. Uh, uh, in my years, I see, and I'm a former police officer as well. How healthy things been going on between men and women, and how it has been changed here in America, and we do, unfortunately, the feminists and some Black women, we have put women as the queen bee in the universe. She's all everything, and praise her for all she done, but they don't tell about her flaws. and that's why
Hold
you
on.
see a lot of
I have a
people.
question. Hold on, wait, Chief. I have a question for you. So you said black women feminists. Can you name 10 black women who are feminists that are popular? Can you name 10?
No, well, I, I can't name something off my head, but I know that there's some of them did draw to the feminist movement,
Yeah, but
and
okay.
they have.
So hold on, wait. Because a lot of the times y'all sit up here and y'all say things like there's a whole bunch of black women who are feminists, but y'all can't name
I didn't
10.
say the whole black women are feminists. I some of them
You said they were
have
drawn
drawn to
to
the
it.
feminists.
But can you
Drawn to the
okay,
feminists.
but you can't name 10. Like I just find that weird.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
what I'm trying to be clear in. Well, some of them are, and some of them did believe in it because I know some people in my family who did that now. A straight model of what Kevin Samuel says about being, middle aged and elderly.
I'm sorry, I can't. You're
I
annoying.
know.
You're annoying the hell out of
I know
me.
he did not just come up in here and do that.
Okay, I just want to say this.
Thank
So
you.
I removed him off the live stream, and this is why I removed him. One, because I'm so tired of black men coming up here or in general saying that black women are all these feminists and all this other stuff. They can't name 10 feminists. If you ask them the definition of a feminist, they don't know that. They don't know anything about feminism, but they just use these same talking points. It's like, it's so funny because they learned this from the white man with the white man's talking points. And they just like kind of like have a script that they use for black women. You don't know any black woman that is a feminist. I can't. Goodbye. Don't come on this live stream again talking about no feminism. Talk about you a chief and you'll cook. You sound drunk. And you need to pronounce your words properly so that we can understand. Come up here with some substance next time. I actually thought that you were a chief and that you were actually going to talk about something with substance. But one, I should have
I just can't. Like, I
went with
can't.
Aya, did he say he was a
It's
police officer?
yeah. No. He had a police officer. Like, what do you call it? Like a icon, and his name was Chief Cook. You sounded dumb as hell. And if you were a cop, that's the reason why our policing system is the way it is because they hiring dumbasses like you.
I can't.
Go ahead.
No, I really can't. I'm just really saying here, like, this man just really coming to this podcast, and this stream, and just really. We weren't even talking about Kitten Hills. Why are you bringing him up?
Oh, some incel ish, y'all.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Y'all know me when I first started YouTube. Like I was able to like decipher through the dust. I don't have to.
Patience is gone.
I can't do it. I'm just gonna kick you off. Go ahead, Nova, and then I'll go on. Not anymore. Sorry, not today. Maybe like on the morning time or when. No,
Hey
not.
everyone.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is. How are you
Hey.
feeling today? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, something's going on, you guys. I've been saying this for a while, and it's becoming more apparent and more visible. And if you're not aware, then you should really look into it and sit back and observe. Um, when I was watching that video, because I was running errands, I was going out and about. With that woman, it irked me. I really was. I was like, it's it really bothers me because it's like, where were these people when she was in a hospital? But I wonder if they were there by her side, supporting her, their black queen. I
They
wonder
were.
if they were there.
Not
They
even.
were not.
They were playing drums. They were playing drums at a park.
What you said? What playing
They
what?
were playing African drums at a park.
Oh my
They
god.
were holding a rally underneath the gazebo, y'all, and it was a sad
Yeah,
gazebo.
you heard the drums.
Yeah, I don't know, like, and I've been saying this. I've been saying more and more away from the community because I don't want nothing to do with them. But I've been noticing it. And this sis just came on stage, the one that you kicked off, and had the audacity to just come in a woman's space and just talk shit. And I'm sorry, because I'm gonna curse today. He clearly saw the title, right? And it's like, for you to fix yourself, your body, to position yourself in a room with this type of topic and put your little fake narrative. You guys, I don't know if you guys see it, but it's some delusional zombie like
some zombie like behavior going on. Like, it's just some people are just sheep. They're just walking, with no one, guiding them or telling them. They're listening to their Lord and Savior. And it's really unfortunate that I feel like people are just coming up with stuff out their ass, right? They don't do the research. They listen to people, on YouTube and, in other, places, and they don't really do the research. They're just talking out their ass. It goes to show you the weakness of Black men. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say it. It goes to show you the weakness of them, because for you to just sit there and just talk from someone who doesn't even know what he's talking about, and you just have the nerve, the audacity to come on this stage and just show your ass off. Yeah, you're sick. It goes to show you'll let anybody lead your ass. Shoot, you'll probably even let the squirrel lead you. There's something going on, you guys. Like, be aware and just stay away, because some people are just not right in the head.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read this super chat. So, beautiful queen said, "I'm teaching my 2 daughters to love themselves and not to be Black male identified. I want them to rest in their femininity. Please, thank God. Grab as many of them as you can." Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, sis.
Mocha Mommy's going live soon.
Oh, Mocha Mommy's going live?
Not right now, but she said soon.
Oh, like when? Is she going live today? Or like maybe one day?
Can you drop it in the chat, Mocha Mommy?
Yeah.
Mocha Mommy,
Yeah,
you sure?
her and Lizzie Rance go live at I think 11 tonight.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, her and Lizzie.
So they can host the after party. Yes, I love this. So please make sure y'all follow in. If y'all want to get into the Discord, please email me at eddieadheem@gmail.com. Make sure you send a voice note so I know that you're a woman, and why do you need in the Discord? What you love about the channel. So please support, ladies. Please like this video. I'm excited. Tomorrow I'm gonna do my Asian video. I'm gonna try to get some Asian men up here because I put together some content, and I'm excited. I really hope that Lizzie and Mocha Mommy do an after party. That'll be fun.
Happy to the live today.
This was a great live, ladies. Y'all did that.
It was. You ladies are amazing, and Eddie, you are awesome as usual.
I love y'all. We
Stay relentless. Stay relentless and mind your business, y'all.
Stay relentless and mind your business. I like
Put
that.
away the Black Lives Matter gear, please. Put it away. It's done. Burn it up.
I
That's
kid you
it.
not. Stay home, ladies. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say
Thank you,
this.
Alonzo, for the cash up. I appreciate you. Yes, I got it quick. I got him out there quick because it was too much. I can't deal with that. It's exhausting me. But I love you all. Thank you so much for coming up to the live stream. I noticed I was supposed to do this tomorrow or the day after, but I had to do it today because it was really messing with my sleeping pattern, and I actually took like a little 2-day hiatus off of like social media because I wasn't getting it. It was pissing me off.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was waking up in the middle. I was having dreams about it. Nightmares. So I was like, let me just unleash this and talk about it here.
Yeah.
She said, Cherry Blossom says, put away your Black Panther beret. I cannot.
Take them to Paris, okay? Wear your beret in Paris.
Yeah.
We don't want it. We don't want it.
Yes, I'm so proud of everyone for coming. Please like this video as y'all are leaving. Thank you, ladies, so much for the support. This was another great conversation. Like I said before, we did that. And I love that this YouTube channel is growing. And please subscribe. Please subscribe to Mocha Mommy. And call me. Is it call me Coco or Cocoa?
Coco.
Coco. Call me Coco.
Coco.
Also, Noba is always, if y'all ever on Clubhouse, Noba is an official exotical, so y'all can follow her too. I don't know if any of the ladies here don't give out your Clubhouse. But you could definitely message me privately if you want me to know your Clubhouse, so I can make sure you get followed too. But thank y'all. No, wait, let me just see what this man said, because I don't like when they try to like do a little. You are toxic for roasting that dude. Feminism has spilled into. I don't care. Right. You know what? Fuck you and fuck your feminism. Feminism is an excuse that you men have for not being men. Okay, no real man that I know can. No real manhood can be attacked by something like feminism. Feminism didn't attack my dad and our family. Okay, you know why? Because he was a real man. Neither did it affect my brothers, because they're all real men. So maybe there's something deep in you. Maybe you want to join the movement.
Men who run the world aren't concerned about feminism, Matthew.
Yeah. Like, do you hear like a no? These people are weird. Maybe I should have a discussion about feminism one day from a men's perspective, because I would love to know what you dummies think. Thank you, Alexander, for the super chat. I actually go by Ion now, so thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. But y'all men are always making excuses for something that I. So if you're saying that feminism is taking over, you are basically telling me that that men were never leaders.
That's that. Come through,
Like, men
Ion.
were never leaders.
That
That's what
part.
you're basically telling me. If you're saying that feminism, you're saying that women have always been the leaders, and men just took a little a little I had a little moment on the throne, and now the one come to sit back. Like, you sound some of the things that y'all say, y'all are embarrassments to men. It's very sad.
You know, we should have a conversation about feminism some other time, because like these men get mad at like women for becoming feminists in the 1960s and 70s, but who raised them? The traditional housewife from the 1950s. Those women saw some shit going down. Okay, there's a reason why.
It wasn't even in what feminism is today. Those ladies will cut your throat. Okay, they was the ones who would have took you out. But since y'all want to have a discussion about feminism, matter of fact, I'll try to bring a friend along. But if I bring this friend, I think she's pro-feminism. I think she can break it down and start us off to have a healthy discussion about feminism. So don't kill me, y'all. But I think this would be great. Yeah, maybe I'll ask my friend to come on, and she can break down feminism and why it's important to her, and then I can start us off in a conversation.
You know, the sad part is that men benefit so much from femininity. Femininity was made to complement masculinity and manhood, and you can be so skewed in your small thinking that you're afraid. That's
I don't
sad.
hear nothing about feminism, because y'all Negroes be out here preaching about 50-50.
I'm sorry.
That doesn't coincide. If you hate feminism, you gotta hate 50-50. You gotta pay 100% of the bills, even if she's working. That's a good deal. But y'all, please like this video. Thank y'all so much for coming out. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Every lady who spoke. Stop doing 50-50 and then blaming feminism.
Keep it.